Hello, one and all. This is your host Naman Kapri, and I welcome you all to League 11. Today, in this video, we will be discussing a short preview of the upcoming Pakistan versus West Indies series. This is a highly anticipated series, especially in the light of two contrastive performances in the recent World T20. Pakistan, on one hand, were absolutely stunning. A strong team, some strong performances, all round, right from batting to bowling, and an improved fielding, which is a huge factor. Why they were so successful in this World T20 but missed out by a whisker again due to a fielding lapse. But overall, through the tournament, they were absolutely stunning. On the other hand, there's a hurt, a bereaved West Indian team which was once considered to be the favorites of winning the title, of defending the title. But in a strange turn of things did really go sideways for them as they ended up not even qualifying for the semi-finals and an overall no-show by the Calypso Kings. This can be attributed to the fact that West Indies chose lot of players on basis of their previous talents and laurels and not on their current form. There were many players in their there were many names in their team who were said to be match winners despite of their recent form, while the young ones who were actually performing were left out for the sake of experience, and this combination definitely didn't work for them. Anyways, this is now a fresh start. Pakistan, coming from the back of a strong Bangladesh series, have already defeated them in the three T20s that happened. And now, after winning the first test, they are in a very dominant position to win the second one too. And over and all, they look a very strong side on paper. On the other hand, for the West Indies, this is their first series happening after they played the World T20, last match in the World T20, the last league match that they played there. So that could prove as a major difference between both sides when the talk comes on game time. Now, the series, the West Indies tour of Pakistan, starts on 13th of December. There are a total of 3 T20Is and 3 ODIs. So 6 matches on show, the shorter format, and it's absolute fun for all cricket fanatics out there. Cricket returns to Pakistan after a long time. Recently, New Zealand went back after arriving in Pakistan, claiming security reasons when actually cricket could have returned to Pakistan, but better late than never. Now, West Indies are here. All the 6 matches are to be played at Karachi. The bubble has been maintained in such a way that the entire series has been scheduled in Karachi and will go forward likewise. Next up, as we know, Pakistan has been in amazing form against the Bangla team, while West Indies don't have that much game time, especially after the World T20. The ODI squad, T20 squads are here, and T20s for both the teams look pretty much beautiful on paper because there are some big names, there are some young stars, there's a combination of both. Both the teams are trying to build their best 11 for the upcoming World T20 at Australia in November. Pakistan, on one hand, have a strong team, have a strong lineup based on what they had built it during the previous World T20, whereas West Indies require a complete makeover. Pakistan are backed by a strong leader, a good captain, and amazing batsman, Babar Azam, who will be leading them yet again. They have Mohammad Rizwan in their side this time too. An amazing opener complements Babar Azam beautifully well. A strong middle order, Asif Ali, a beautiful slog hitter at the end, and the pace battery of Pakistan. Amazing pace battery they do have, along with some smart spinners too. Shadab Khan, a very crafty spinner that can turn the game on its head when it's his day. Who can forget Shaheen Afridi? The name's enough. The tall left arm pacer who can swing the ball both ways is extremely dangerous in the early part of the innings and is a sure shot match winner. He's been included in the T20 side too. Along with that, names like Haris Rauf, Iftikhar Ahmed, a lot of young names too, and a lot of names that have a huge amount of caliber riding behind the back but are yet to prove their material on the big stage. Who knows? Maybe they get a chance in this series. Next up, if we discuss about the West Indian side that has come to Pakistan, it's a new revamped look, especially for the T20 format of the game. First of all, the captain, there's a young captain, Nicholas Pooran. He will be leading the side, and West Indies have put a lot of responsibility on the back of these young shoulders, and they would love to see how the young gun responds. Along with Pooran, they have the experience of Darren Bravo in their team. Bravo has been one of the temporary players of the team who has been in and out due to lack of form, but he's someone who's actually held West Indian cricket on the longer run. He's a good batsman in the middle order, can hit the big shots, provides experience and stability in the middle order, and helps in the overall maintenance of the combination. They also have strong bowlers like Roshan Chase, Sheldon Cottrell, Akil Hussain, along with some batting prowess in the name of Shai Hope, Brandon King, Kyle Mayers, who got very famous recently when he scored a brilliant century on his test debut and won the match for West Indies against Bangladesh. So on paper, West Indies looking slightly young side and slight inexperience visible, but we know the Calypso Kings are the masters of disguise. On their day, they can disappoint any team with their prowess, the batting prowess, the inbuilt strength that they do have. The undeniable bosses of the shortest format of world cricket, the T20. This is how the Pakistan versus West Indies series at Karachi lines up.